conservative new media viewers, what's going on? It's me, John D. Villarreal here. And I've got an interesting UFO report here. This concerns the famous Roswell, New Mexico incident. Apparently, in a recent interview, a retired lieutenant colonel who was apparently near the area of Roswell at that time, 65 plus years ago, apparently now is detailing some of what perhaps might have happened there according to his statement. In this interview, there are some very interesting allegations about what possibly might have happened that famous day in 1947. Now, of course, I have to say this. This is all my personal opinion only. I'm not alleging any facts. I'm not casting any aspersions. This is all for entertainment purpose only. Please check the disclaimers. This retired lieutenant colonel named Richard French apparently is saying that there wasn't just one UFO crash. There were two UFO crashes. Now, do you believe that? Do you believe that there are alien spacecraft that crashed in New Mexico over 65 years ago? Here is a little bit, apparently, of what that story sounds like. What Mr. French is saying, according to this report, is that the first alien spacecraft that crashed in Mexico was taken out by an experimental American plane using an EMP weapon, electromagnetic pulse. That the American plane hit the UFO, hit the alien spacecraft with the EMP blast. And the EMP blast basically rendered the UFO unflyable, and then it crashed. Now, and by the way, the picture I'm showing here is a picture of a nuclear blast that occurred extremely high above the earth and caused a major EMP blast. So what you're seeing here, this is the Starfish Prime nuclear test that was done in 1962. And because of the EMP blast that came from that nuclear test, that EMP blast took out some electrical equipment, apparently much farther than they first thought about. But that's a separate story. The point is that EMP weaponry and EMP blasts can take out electronic equipment. Very important. Now, getting back to this story. Okay. The story apparently goes on, and after the alleged first UFO crashed, according to this story, Mr. French theorizes perhaps that the second UFO came along to check on the first UFO, and somehow or another, the second UFO crashed. Now, what do I think? Now, actually, before I get into that, Mr. French said that he actually saw photographs of the alleged alien UFO, and that there apparently was some inscriptions, some markings on the UFO. Now, what do you think of this story? And let me tell you what I think of this story. Here's my take. I think the bottom line for me is this. Do I believe what happened? Do I know exactly what happened at Roswell many years ago? No, I don't. We actually did a video on that about it maybe being a Russian spy plane based upon some earlier German technology. That was an interesting video. If you haven't seen that, check that video out and see what you think about that. What do I think, getting back to this, what do I think about possibly two crashes, alien spacecraft and EMP weapons? Here is my main take on this. Do I believe that, in my personal opinion, that an experimental American plane, perhaps a secret U.S. plane, took out an alien UFO with an EMP blast in 1947 near Roswell, New Mexico? Absolutely, positively, no, I don't. Why? The reason I do not believe that is, to me, I go back to, certain basics and logic, like Occam's razor, right? The simplest explanation is usually the best. So sort of applying that kind of principle, if you will, and other just sort of basic logic, in my personal opinion, to this kind of situation. Think about this. If there are aliens that are advanced enough, intelligent enough, and had the technological means to travel to our planet, and were able to use a UFO, in other words, the simplest way I can say is, if the aliens had the technology and were advanced enough to have the UFO technology to actually get here, in my personal opinion, there's no way their UFO was going to be taken out by a basic level EMP blast from a 1947 technology experimental plane by the American military. There's no way I believe that, okay? The point being, let me put it another way. If a UFO is here, it's almost guaranteed that technology and that alien technology is way more advanced than our technology, and therefore I have to believe that they would have protection to an EMP blast. If you're traveling through space or have that kind of technology, you're going to have all kinds of I would suspect, all kinds of shielding and stuff like that. So that's sort of like just a sort of basic first level of logic type of analysis for me. Okay, so I do not believe that an alien spacecraft was taken out by an EMP blast. Oh, by the way, the other picture I'm showing is of an actual EMP simulation, and that right there is a B-52 Stratofortress that was being tested. So I don't think a UFO got taken out by an EMP blast. Now, what do you make of the story? And do you believe in UFOs? You tell me what you think about that. Give me the comments below. Please subscribe above. I'm John D. Villarreal. Please rate this video up. Also, please post it to your social networking sites. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.